What is up, YouTube? Today I got some more Float Life Fest content for you, and we're also going to talk about what happened to the Mark III from RIDEDIY, because this board was amazing. I had so much control over the board, and it's a damn shame what happened to it. So this is a keyed system from RIDEDIY, and it being mechanical, it will eventually fail. Back when I was standing on a button, those would eventually fail and I'd have to get a new one every like 300 miles. Also, I'm a pretty advanced one-wheeler, so I was pushing the board to its limit. Anyway, it started to fail right before the GT race, which is also why I was a bit scatterbrained, because you can't charge the board and fix it at the same time, you know? Thank you, RIDEDIY, for throwing in a second keyed switch. There was a question of how I would start the race, given that you cannot start on your board. I came up with this pretty dangerous solution, but it works pretty well.
That works pretty well.
So I said goodbye to Mouse.
Mouse, wish me luck.
And I wheeled down to the coffee shop where I charged my board to 100%. It's called the GT race, so I knew that my stock XR with 4,000 miles would be hurting. I made it to the starting line with like 2 minutes to spare. And then I whipped out my trusty GoPro Hero 4 and recorded the race. Okay, so this race felt a lot like a cross-country meet, minus the running, so super fun, would recommend. My footage from this GoPro is terrible, but I was prepared, and that I wore a red jersey, that way I could find myself in other people's clips. One-wheel content is kind of hard to make by yourself, especially when you're shooting for the best one-wheel content, so this festival really upped my production level and quality. So after this, it's probably going to go downhill. If you're subscribed for Float Life Fest stuff, go ahead and unsubscribe because I am out of Float Life Fest footage. It's going to be me pointing the camera at me next week. It got so dusty towards the end of the race. I think I did 6 laps, and on the 6th lap, you couldn't see anything. Also, this turn was super crowded. I think I took a few people out on this, this turn here. I was not too happy about how I raced. Me being scatterbrained before the race turned into me falling a lot. So I would pass maybe like 10 people and then fall, and then like 5 people would pass me. So I was faster than average, which made it fun, but yeah, I would have rather had a clean run like I did with my time trial. My stock XR made it back to the Chargers with 2% battery. If I would have had a cleaner run, it probably would have had more juice left, and I could have gone maybe one more lap, but a lot of people that raced on a GT, the GT's overheated. A lot of people were mad that their $2,000 future boards overheated. I couldn't be happier with my stock XR, except for the fact that my keys kept breaking. I think I 3D printed about 4 or 5 of them during this competition.
I literally just stepped on it and broke the key. Oh my god.
As far as standings go, a few hours after the competition, it said my buddy Lars won, and he won on a stock XR. But then, I think it was the next day, it took him out of 1st place and moved him to 9th place, and then it took me out of 9th place and moved me to 19th place. I don't know, a lot of people were upset. Lars had to give back his belt.
Mintman, did you win? Mintman over?
Hopefully it will be run a little better next year. This sport is relatively new, so you can't really take it too seriously. No one's making money. We're all just having fun. That's what I did. I had a blast. Okay, the rest of Float Life Fest. Let's see. No one would play spike ball with me. This dude had magnets on his shoes. I found a few dogs shredding. And then I played the most intense game of rock, paper, scissors I have ever played in my life right here. I didn't lose for 14 rounds straight. I want to thank Justin here for organizing everything and giving away stuff. I had a great time. I'll be back next year for sure. And then Justin said I was it.
You're it, bud.
I won?
Oh, wait, no, you're still it.
So I thought I'd won, but there was a guy hiding behind me, and I was like, okay, whatever, I've won 14, I can win one more, you know? But then I threw paper and I felt like such an idiot. So I didn't know what I was playing for at the time, but if you look back, you can see that the winner got a new tire. I wasn't upset about it then, but looking back, I kind of need a new tire. I got some sealant coming through, 2,000 miles on this thing. I'm gonna have to take her easy or get some views, get a spot. I don't know, I need a new tire. Or go to work, I could go to work. I'd rather get free stuff, you know? All right, so what happened to the Mark III from RIDEDIY? Well, after Float Life Fest, me, Lars, and Tyler went camping together at this place called the Great Passion Play, and they had so many trails, and they connected with the city trails also. So we spent like 4 days here ripping it.
Nice, John. Nice, John.
Yeah, some of the trails got pretty gnarly though, and it's not like I'm gonna walk my board down the hills, you know? So this is the feature that killed the Mark III. My buddy Lars did it first try and made it look easy. He made it to the bottom and then he filmed me going down it. If you remember Lars from the last video, he got the clip of that tree with me falling in the background there. And his camera skills are on point again here, because this is all he sent me.
What are we working with, John?
I'm gonna keep going, but like, I'm gonna try that again.
So I asked RIDEDIY for a new board, but he wasn't too happy with me because I dropped the Mark III off of a cliff, you know? He's on vacation anyway, so maybe next racing season he'll give me a Mark IV to try, and I promise I won't drop it off of a cliff.